Lee Zeldin, former Republican congressman from New York's 1st Congressional District, who gave Governor Kathy Hochul a surprising run for her money in the very blue state of New York in the governor's race. He's also now a Trump surrogate. Lee, thanks very much for coming on the show. Appreciate it.
It's great to be with you.
All right. So I know you're here as a sort of a Trump surrogate, but as someone who wants Trump to win, don't you think he has to shift strategy?
Well, it's important to talk about these issues as it relates to what's going on in our border and energy policy and foreign policy and the economy. It's important to outline contrast between the vision that you have for the country if you're given the opportunity to serve in the White House versus what we have right now under the Biden-Harris administration and what we would see this country go down if Kamala Harris was elected. I think that a lot of Americans are unhappy with the direction of the country right now, including on these issues that I just referenced. And a lot of voters feel like this is a crossroad moment for our nation, and people feel
totally
that
agreed.
way.
Right? If he said exactly what you just said, I wouldn't be asking should he be shifting strategy, right? I'd be saying, yeah, well, look, that's the argument, right? But that's not what he's focusing on. Instead, he's getting into these sort of petty fights, and he's making these personal insults. I mean, let me read you the Wall Street Journal editorial board. Not a liberal bastion, with the headline, "Will Donald Trump blow another election?" Ms. Harris in particular seems to have unnerved him as he scrambles but fails to find an attack line that works. He said she doesn't like Jewish people, though her husband's Jewish. He attacked her racial identity, which alienates swing voters. He calls her low IQ and dumb, as if the schoolyard insult will persuade anyone. Disagree?
Yeah. What's the question?
The question is, do you disagree with them?
I mean, listen, I think that this is a race that should be and will be ultimately decided based off of those issues that voters say are what will determine how they vote. So maximizing the amount of conversation about what you will do to secure our border, what you will do to make our nation more energy independent, to improve the economy, to have a stronger, more effective foreign policy. I believe strongly that that's the key, combined with both the mechanics and tactics of campaigning and specifically getting out inside of cities, talking to Democrats. We've seen him do that in the South Bronx and Philly and Detroit and elsewhere. I think that it's important for the Republican Party, for conservatives, to get out and earn the votes of Democrats by showing up into blue cities. For me, that ultimately, I think, is what should and will decide this election.
I want to apologize for trying to read between the lines, but it does sound like what you're saying is you sure wish he would focus on issues and not on these sort of insults, et cetera.
Listen, I mean, part of this election that's going to play out is there will be character attacks that will get lobbied. There are people who will be trying to decide who they want to be their next president based off of other aspects unrelated to the issues. That is going to happen, and it's going to go both ways. We're seeing it play out right now as people learn more about Tim Walz's military service. And then you have a hopefully press conference that will take place where you answer tough questions and you sit down for tough, unscripted interviews where you answer questions that you didn't know were going to get asked before you showed up and sat down. I think that Americans are going to want as much as possible to get flushed out. Ultimately, they want max oxygen focused on the substance of the issues beyond the character stuff.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.